every single time when your expectations does not matches your reality, despite all the efforts you have put in, this idea of giving up comes up, because we feel, you know what, we have been trying so hard, we have been consistent, but still we are not able to see the results. And that's when we literally back off, not realizing this fact that if right now I'm giving up, there is 100% chance, like literally 100% chance, that I will never be able to accomplish the goal I was aiming for. And then the second option is the hard choice, or the correct choice is to literally continuously understand that there is a bigger purpose. If I want that certain thing in my life, I have to pay a price for it, and for that I have to be consistent. For that, I shouldn't drift away with my emotion, because right now I'm facing setbacks. It does not mean that the time will not change. See, the whole concept of being consistent, whether it's in terms of your fitness journey, your career, or you as a student, or in whatever area, when the concept of consistency comes, is a word which is directly related to it, and that is purpose. See, right now I can just be like, you know what, I have to be consistent, I have to make YouTube videos, and then I'll just be looking for topics and then posting stuff, and if I'm not able to see the results, I go crazy, and a point will come, I'll be exhausted because my reality will not match my expectations, and then I will stop making these videos. Or the second scenario is that I understand the purpose behind me making these videos, understanding that it does not matter how much time it takes, but if I get the thing which I'm aiming for, if I reach the level, if I accomplish that certain goal with all that efforts, the consistency, the time, the energy, everything would be worth it. The thing is that we humans have this tendency to firstly have those big goals, those big long-term goals. When the part comes of taking action, we start having those limiting beliefs. We just look at the short-term outputs that we have received. We as humans have this tendency of comparing our journeys to others, not realizing the whole backstory, not comprehending that everyone has their own timeline. Right now, if you're feeling that you have been putting so much hard work and you have not seen results, but understand this fact that in this journey of you reaching your goals, you have been learning so much, you have been gaining so much experiences, you have been networking with people, or maybe you have been just knowing a new version of yourself. You know what, when I started making these YouTube videos like 8 months back, I remember first time when I was talking to the camera, I felt so awkward. I don't know what I was doing. And when I was editing the video, I had like no idea like what is happening. And right now I just parked my car, I had this idea, and I started sharing my opinion. So this is a proof that, you know what, I have come a long way. Maybe right now the number of subscribers, the number of followers, the reach that I have is not what I actually aimed for, but for a matter of fact, I know that, you know what, there is a version of me who has got it all. And I am turning to be that person, because with every single day as I'm working hard towards my goal, I'm gaining something. Sometimes, you know what, it's not just about the physical goal, it's not just about getting that money, getting that business, or getting that opportunity. Sometimes the person that we become while walking towards that journey, that walking towards our goals, is something which is bigger than we have even expected. So for you to be consistent, you have to understand the purpose, right? So imagine right now you have this goal of reducing your weight, or maybe living a healthier life. You have to make this conscious choice of reminding your own self that, you know what, if I'm making all these sacrifices, if I'm not going back to my old ways, it is because there is a bigger purpose. Maybe right now I'm not able to see the results, but understand that there is a cup of glass. After every like few minutes, I'm pouring it a few drops of water. Right now, maybe some person looking from far away cannot see the amount of water which is there in the glass. But after a few years, after a few months, after a few days, that amount of water will be visible. Maybe right now it is taking you longer than you have expected, but understand that if right now you give up, you will never be able to know that if that thing was meant for you or not, because you already gave up. You gave up early. I have heard people stating that, I worked so hard for that thing for like 3 years, for 2 months, for this much duration of time, not understanding that if that thing was your true purpose, if that thing was something that you really wanted, you would have not even considered the amount of time you have invested in it, because you would have known that there is a bigger purpose. People who have the option of choosing certain career, choosing their goals, choosing their lifestyle, it is such a privilege, because I know people who have no option but to go for their for long shifts. They literally have no time to take care of their own self, but still they take the initiative to spare time and work on their own being. But right now, if you have the choice, if you have the leverage of walking towards your dream life, all you need to do is just put in the works. For a very long time, I have been a very underconfident person, and maybe that was the reason why I have always been looked down upon. There was a time in my life when I was questioning my existence because of lack of confidence. I was never able to truly know what I really wanted from my life. When someone used to pass some comments upon me, I used to get so much offended. I remember once one of my uncles, he said that, until and unless you lose I don't know how many pounds, you cannot enter my house. And I took that thing so personally that I didn't eat anything for 3 consecutive days. And at that time, I was just 16 years old. So I have always been that person who had that low self-esteem, and because of that, even a small comment from others used to offend me so much. Without even realizing, I have been working on my self-confidence. When I put on this camera, when I put on my tripod, and when I start speaking up, I speak up my mind, and I realize, okay, there is this part in me which is so wise, which has so much wisdom. Once you get a clarity about your goals, about your purpose, you are able to understand that, there is a bigger cause. And everything in this world, if people were able to win huge fights which were impossible to win, if people were able to overcome all those obstacles that came in their way, the only reason was purpose. The only reason was that there was a cause behind it. If right now you are continuously working towards certain thing without even consciously realizing how significant, how important, how crucial that thing is, maybe you won't be able to be that consistent. Maybe after a while you would be tired when you're not able to see the results. But when you know for a matter of fact that, there is a bigger cause, that I am doing this particular thing for a bigger reason, losing, giving up is not an option for you. The other day, me and my sister were talking about something, and then she quoted that thing to me that, Ritika, sometimes we don't have to look at the results. We just have to look forward towards our destination, because sometimes some things hold so much value. They have such immense amount of effect on our whole life that just for a short duration of time, if we don't look towards the result but continuously works towards it, that works the best. Open businesses out there in this world which actually requires 5-6 years of continuous investment, in which you have to invest so much money, and then after few years, maybe 10 years, a point comes when there is a break-even point, in which when neither you are gaining anything nor you are in a loss. And after that comes the booming stage, when the business is able to actually stand out and incomes comes in. And when that point comes, the company gain huge amount of profits. And this is majorly in case of big iron companies or some big companies, big industries. So right now, if you have a really big goal, you have this lifetime vision for yourself, don't just think about the timeline, just work towards it. See, I don't say that you don't have to be practical, that if you have this idea, you have this business idea or this vision, just run after it, be impractical, be delusional. Sometimes we have to be, a bit practical to lead the life. But at the same time, it is sometimes when I hear people saying that, maybe I don't have time, or maybe it won't work out for me, but just give it small amount of time, just work towards it. Maybe if you cannot pour 100% of your energy into it, maybe just give in some 30% of your energy, 30% of your resource, 30% of your efforts, and see where that thing takes you. See, many people are going to come in your life and they're going to try to push you down. They're going to give you this reality check that, maybe this is not feasible or this is not practical. But they are saying these things maybe out of good intentions also, because they have always been giving up on their dreams. Because majority of the people right now are living mediocre life. They have actually settled in, they have accepted the realities. So people have this mindset, and obviously if they're going to give a suggestion, it's going to be according to their own mindset, according to the ways that they are living their life. So sometimes we just have to be our own advisors. People around you are not able to comprehend the vision that you have for yourself. Maybe they are just way too protective towards you. Maybe they don't have that capacity, they don't have those dreams, they don't have that inspiration within them. Maybe they have all of those things, but they don't have a purpose, and according to them, working towards such a big goal is something which is not feasible. But you have to understand that you decide your own limits. People can come in your life, they can give you suggestions, but you have to be the one that walk the extra miles. If someone says that, you know what, maybe you are aiming too high, or maybe you have put in so much work but things are not working out, just let it slide. You have to be that person who encourages yourself, who, you know, reminds your own self about the purpose behind doing all the work that you have been putting in. So I really hope this video was helpful, and I love you guys so much. Recently I have been receiving so much appreciation in form of emails and comments. So thank you so much for sticking by, and I hope you have a nice day.